My name is Drew Weaver. I am a business analyst by trade. I do CRM consulting, and I also do business analyst training. My initial goal was to create a course that is nothing like the course I'm creating now, which is funny. And I think for me, it's kind of telling about how useful Course Builder's laboratory has been to me, is that the initial course I set out to build was to help primarily female entrepreneurs with sales and selling and not getting, say, bullied by sort of the current marketplace. So that came out from conversations I've had with a number of people in my professional network and challenges they had. The issue that I had was that it takes a lot of trust to actually offer that as a service. And through the piloting program, I realized that although there is need, I wasn't in a place currently in my career and in my network to be able to offer that to enough people. So to me, it was one of those situations where it was so helpful to not build it and have no one show up and be frustrated. It's just a not right now situation. So for me, what I'm currently doing is what I currently do professionally, is I'm teaching young professionals how to be business analysts and sort of the tricks of the trade that I've learned, many trial by fire, to get to that place. The most eye-opening thing is the amount of work it actually takes to make it happen the right way. And when I say the right way, I mean in a way in which it'll be effective, it'll be sustainable, it will help other people, it'll have a meaningful impact, it is of a quality that I would be happy with. That to me is the most eye-opening thing, where going into it, I thought, yeah, I'll check it out. Like, it makes sense. And like, it shouldn't be that hard, right? Like, I know this stuff, and get some templates and watch some videos and do a couple worksheets and get it all structured out and just start hammering out courses, and it'll be great. And it's not that. Like, it's not watch do videos and a Word document and type away and you have a course. There's a lot of thought and effort and energy that goes into it to make it something that you're proud of. And that was surprising, but also that much more rewarding, because I'm excited about where I am right now. Like, it doesn't feel like work. And it took a long time to get here, but that's the piece that is important. That's the big differentiator for me, is that it doesn't feel like drudgery and it doesn't feel like work. And I've worked with my coach, and I've gone through the obstacles and have pivoted a couple times. And where I am now is 1,000 times better than I ever could have been if I just tried to do this alone. The best thing for me by far has been the office hours, because I mean, for who I am, I understand the content, I understand the structure. The thing that I'm not that great at is asking myself the questions that I should ask, but I don't know to ask. So working with Christy, working with Lizzie, I can basically say, here's where I am, here's what I've done. And they can say, what about X? Or did you think about X? Or why did you pick A over B? And not necessarily say that A or B is better, but they forced me to think about why I made the decisions that I made and have confidence in those decisions. And sometimes I change. Like, sometimes I change my mind. I'm like, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, B is a little bit better than A. Made sense at the time, but I agree. Like, I like that approach a little bit better. And for me, like, that's the feedback that I needed to be successful. Like, I needed someone to challenge me in that type of setting versus just, through an email or through passive learning. Like, I need the collaboration. I need to be challenged. I need to be engaged, and it helps me to be held accountable. So the obstacle that would have or could have prevented me from joining Course Builder's laboratory was me. I mean, that's the honest answer. Like, I would be totally accountable and responsible for why I didn't actually do it. And I say that half jokingly, but I also say it seriously, that it forced me to say, yes, this is something I'm passionate about. Yes, this is something I'm going to do. And no, I'm not going to quit on myself, because this is something that I want to have happen. Like, this is important to me, and I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to invest in this program. and I'm going to put the time and energy and effort in, and it's going to be hard, and I'm going to make it happen. And that was a hard conversation to have in the mirror, to say, like, am I really going to do this? Like, is this really going to happen? Are you really going to invest the time and energy and effort to create something? Because if you don't, it's all on you. And I just had to say yes. Yes, I'm going to, and yes, I'm going to do the work. And yes, I'm going to make it happen. So here I am. Here's my course builder's laboratory analogy. It's like when you're learning how to ride a bike, right? So you had someone there, they didn't steer for you, they didn't pedal for you, but they kind of told you what you needed to do, and they kind of guided you down the hill, and then you'd pedal, and then you'd crash, and I say, it's okay, like, this is what you did right, and this is what you did wrong, like, let's try it again. And you yourself had to pick up your bike, you yourself had to walk back up the hill, and put it on the right way, get back on the saddle, and they say, all right, this time, don't jerk the handle like this, like, try to keep it like this, okay? And then you do that again. Well, then you forgot to put your brakes on, so then you crash into the tree. So then you get back, you get off your bike, you get back on again, you walk back up the hill. Well, eventually, like, you're riding your bike. And for me, like, I learned how to ride, and I'm learning how to ride this one bike to build business analyst training, but I want to ride other bikes, and I know how to do it. Like, I can repeat the process now, and I might crash, but not as much, because I learned a lot of the lessons. So great, now I'm riding a road bike, now I'm riding a BMX bike, like, I'm not gonna ride a unicycle, but like, I'm riding these other kinds of bikes because I know the concepts, like, I know the principles of making that happen. And I have good teachers that have showed me the right way of doing it in a consistent and repeatable way. And I've got big ideas, but I'm focused on riding this one bike right now. And when I get really good at that, then I'm gonna ride some other bikes, and I'm gonna help some other people, and I'm gonna do some other cool stuff. So for me, like, that's how I feel like Course Builder's Laboratory, like, that's sort of what it means to me, is that it's a life skill that I have, that I'm learning, that I won't forget.